to swallow my pride. Oh my, oh, what you doing to me? Ice cold veins, when you cut me deep, I'll bleed out. I feel like I'm losing it now. Can you be my nightlight? And I'll be yours to be my nightlight. And I'll be your superhero, superhero. Superhero. Can I be your superhero? I'm sorry if it's taking me a while. Your superhero. I'm sorry if it's taking me a while. I'm trying to figure out who I am. These city lights are keeping me up at night, so I don't even bother going to bed. I'm tired of wasting away my time. I would give up everything to be near you. Oh, I miss the days when you were mine, but I can be your superhero. Can I be your superhero? You take the light with you and you go. You're not coming knocking on my door now. I try to lie, was it always so? Cause nothing feels the same anymore. I've seen this all before. Why didn't I do more? Now I'm picking up the pieces from the floor. How could we just ignore our problems? Now they pour out, filling up the room with silence. Can you be my nightlight? And I'll be your superhero. Superhero. Can I be your superhero? I'm sorry if it's taking me a while. I'm trying to figure out who I am. The city lights are keeping me up at night, so I don't even bother going to bed. I'm tired of wasting away my time. I would give up everything to be near you. Oh, I miss the days when you were mine, but I can be your superhero. I know I shouldn't call you at night when I'm here all alone, thinking about the last time I tried to tell you what my feelings were like. I'm usually not the one to try to swallow my pride. Oh my, oh, what you doing to me? Ice cold veins, when you cut me deep, I'll bleed out. I feel like I'm losing it. Oh, why is it so hard for me to breathe now? Can you be my nightlight? And I'll be your superhero. Superhero. Can I be your superhero? I'm sorry if it's taking me a while. I'm here all alone, thinking about the last time I tried to tell you what my feelings were like. I'm usually not the one to try to swallow my pride. Oh my, oh, what you doing to me? Ice cold veins, when you cut me deep, I'll bleed out. I feel like I'm losing it. Oh, why is it so hard for me to breathe now? Can you be my nightlight, and I'll be your superhero? Superhero. Can I be your superhero? I'm sorry if it's taking me a while. I'm trying to figure out who I am. These city lights are keeping me up at night, so I don't even bother going to bed. I'm tired of wasting away my time. I would give up everything to be near you. Oh, I miss the days when you were mine, but I can be your superhero. Can I be your superhero? You take the light with you and you go. You're not coming knocking on my door now. I try to lie, was it always so? Cause nothing feels the same anymore. I've seen this all before. Why didn't I do more? Now I'm picking up the pieces from the floor. How could we just ignore our problems? Now they pour out, filling up the room with silence. Can you be my nightlight, and I'll be your superhero? Superhero. Can I be your superhero? I'm sorry if it's taking me a while. I'm trying to figure out who I am. The city lights are keeping me up at night, so I don't even bother going to bed. I'm tired of wasting away my time. I would give up everything to be near you. Oh, I miss the days when you were mine, but I can be your superhero. I know I shouldn't call you at night, when I'm here all alone, thinking about the last time I tried to tell you what my feelings were like. I'm usually
Hello,
not the
hello.
one to try to swallow my pride. Oh my, oh, what you doing to me? Ice cold veins, when you cut me deep, I'll bleed out. I feel like I'm losing it. Oh, why is it so hard for me to breathe now? Can you be my nightlight, and I'll be your superhero? Superhero. Can I be your superhero? I'm sorry if it's taking me a while. I'm trying to figure out who I am. These city lights are keeping me up at night, so I don't even bother going to bed. I'm tired of wasting away my time. I would give up everything to be near you. Oh, I miss the days when you were mine, but I can be your superhero. Can I be your superhero? You take the light with you and you go. You're not coming knocking on my door now. I try to lie, was it always so? Cause nothing feels the same anymore. I've seen this all before. Why didn't I do more? Now I'm sorry if it's taken me a while. I'm trying to figure out who I am. The city lights are keeping me up at night, so I don't even bother going to bed. I'm tired of wasting away my time. I would give up everything to be near you. Oh, I miss the days when you were mine, but I can be your superhero. I know I shouldn't call you at night when I'm here all alone, thinking about the last time I tried to tell you what my feelings were like. I'm usually not the one to try to swallow my pride. Oh my, oh, what you doing to me? Ice cold veins when you cut me deep, I'll bleed out. I feel like I'm losing it. Oh, why is it so hard for me to breathe now? Can you be my nightlight, and I'll be your superhero? Superhero. Can I be your superhero? I'm sorry if it's taken me a while. I'm trying to figure out who I am. The city lights are keeping me up at night, so I don't even bother going to bed. I'm tired of wasting away my time. I would give up everything to be near you. Oh, I miss the days when you were mine, but I can be your superhero. Can I be your superhero? You take the light with you and you go. You're not coming knocking on my door now. I try to lie, was it always so? Cause nothing feels the same anymore. I've seen this all before. Why didn't I do more? Now I'm picking up the pieces from the floor. How could we just ignore our problems? Now they pour out, filling up the room with silence. Can you be my nightlight, and I'll be your superhero? Superhero. Can I be your superhero? I'm sorry if it's taken me a while. I'm trying to figure out who I am. The city lights are keeping me up at night, so I don't even bother going to bed. I'm tired of wasting away my time. I would give up everything to be near you. Oh, I miss the days when you were mine, but I can be your superhero. I know I shouldn't call you at night when I'm here all alone, thinking about the last time I tried to tell you what my feelings were like. I'm usually not the one to try to swallow my pride. Oh my, oh, what you doing to me? Ice cold veins when you cut me deep, I'll bleed out. I feel like I'm losing it. Oh, why is it so hard for me to breathe now? Can you be my nightlight, and I'll be your superhero? Superhero. Can I be your superhero? I'm sorry if it's taken me a while. I'm trying to figure out who I am. nothing feels the same anymore. I've seen this all before. Why didn't I do more? Now I'm picking up the pieces from the floor. How could we just ignore our problems? Now they pour out, filling up the room with silence. Can you be my nightlight, and I'll be your superhero? Superhero. Can I be your superhero? I'm sorry if it's taking me a while. I'm trying to figure out who I am. The city lights are keeping me up at night, so I don't even bother going to bed. I'm tired of wasting away my time. I would give up everything to be near you. Oh, I miss the days when you were mine, but I can be your superhero. I know I shouldn't call you at night when I'm here all alone, thinking about the last time I tried to tell you what my feelings were like. I'm usually not the one to try to swallow my pride. Oh my, oh, what you doing to me? Ice cold veins when you cut me deep, I'll bleed out. I feel like I'm losing it. Oh, why is it so hard for me to breathe now? Can you be my nightlight, and I'll be your superhero? Superhero. Can I be your superhero? I'm sorry if it's taking me a while. I'm trying to figure out who I am. The city lights are keeping me up at night, so I don't even bother going to bed. I'm tired of wasting away my time. I would give up everything to be near you. Oh, I miss the days when you were mine, but I can be your superhero. Can I be your superhero? You take the light with you and you go. You're not coming knocking on my door now. I try to lie, was it always so? Cause nothing feels the same anymore. I've seen this all before. Why didn't I do more? Now I'm picking up the pieces from the floor. How could we just ignore our problems? Now they pour out, filling up the room with silence. Can you be my nightlight, and I'll be your superhero? Superhero. Can I be your superhero? I'm sorry if it's taking me a while. I'm trying to figure out who I am. The city lights are keeping me up at night, so I don't even bother going to bed. I'm tired of wasting away my time. I would give up everything to be near you. Oh, I miss the days when you were mine, but I can be your superhero. Superhero. Can I be your superhero? I'm sorry if it's taking me a while. I'm trying to figure out who I am. I'm trying to figure out who I am. The city lights are keeping me up at night, so I don't even bother going to bed. I'm tired of wasting away my time. I would give up everything to be near you. Oh, I miss the days when you were mine, but I can be your superhero. I know I shouldn't call you at night when I'm here all alone, thinking about the last time I tried to tell you what my feelings were like. I'm usually not the one to try to swallow my pride. Oh my, oh, what you doing to me? Ice cold veins when you cut me deep, I'll bleed out. I feel like I'm losing it. Oh, why is it so hard for me to breathe now? Can you be my nightlight, and I'll be your superhero? Superhero. Can I be your superhero? I'm sorry if it's taking me a while. to lie with you when you go. You're not coming knocking on my door now. I try to lie, what's
formats too, in a live format into multiple mobiles or PCs across the world. Then the technology angle comes in, the coding part, which is the gameplay, the server or the tech art part, wherein the programming happens, the functions happen, the programmers create these functions as to how the game should play, what should be a functionality. If you make a character simply, for you, when you're playing BGM or Free Fire, you're just clicking on this button, tap, 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 and it has to shoot actually. So the functionality of that has to go through a code system, and that has to be implemented. So this is the major role which brings ideas into a functional environment. And the live and support system, live ops and support system are mostly Q&A, the managing the community, the marketing angle, the finance angle. Uh, Games need to survive for a very long point of time for players to get engaged. So games are not made by one person, but it's built by multiple teams. And from idea to launch, every game is a major teamwork. And I know that in your game jam today is going to be teamwork between your partners. So your team gets to work and actually delivers that idea into a product within this 48 hours. What's the future of gaming? On a closing note, is that gaming is going to be AI-powered game creation is going to be the next thing, where AI is definitely going to help creators create experiences much more faster and bring your ideas to scale in a in a much more restricted time zone actually. And always online game worlds, we have seen the movie of seen this virtual movies, Ready Player One and this one, where people are completely lost in virtual worlds and complete environment is in virtual worlds. So I think the future always definitely has that imagination, is always online game worlds, faster multiplayer matchmaking where you can actually play with on a social gaming level. You can find friends, you can make friends, and you can play with your friends wherever you are across the world. Let you be in India, there's somebody else in US actually, without any server or ping issues, you can actually real time basis play with them on and cross play and cross progression, creator driven game economies where creators actually lead the game economies. So these are the top things that we consider the future of gaming. Globally, as I mentioned, the top grossing games is definitely Honor of Kings, $2.6 billion, Monopoly Go at $1.85 billion, Roblox at $1.8 billion. In India, if you see right now, of course, India is definitely a long way to go in terms of purchasing power parity. We are there in terms of downloads and processing power capability, in terms of devices and capability. But in terms of purchasing power parity, we are yet to grow. And this, as I mentioned, is definitely going to grow to more than $6 billion in the coming years. Today, India's top games earning is Free Fire Max, BGMI, Coin Master, and Candy Crush Saga. Yes, Candy Crush Saga still exists, and they are making money not just from India and across globally. So yeah, that's about it. And as a team, I hope you actually make your game jam worthwhile, have fun while creating games, and definitely do showcase it to your friends and family, and ask them to enjoy the gameplay as well. And I'm open for any questions if you're interested.
Yes, sir. There are actually a lot of questions which has been said by our streamers and all our viewers, and I'll be asking you some of the most asked questions regarding that. So, if you're open to it, whenever you're free to
Yeah,
answer.
I'm sure. Yeah.
So, sir, since you know that game development is still a little bit growing niche in India, and it's still at a growing stage as compared to other countries, for example, Japan or France or any other countries that we take. So, people are very skeptical about it, especially Indian parents, considering the scenarios that is it going to be profitable for you in future, or is it a good, safe career option? So, people are generally asking that is it okay to start everything from scratch and focus only on game development, or should we keep something on side by side and start game development as a hobby and then move on to in a professional careers as well?
So if you're in core programming, actually, a game developer is not restricted to just only game development. Actually, a core programmer can actually venture into any industry with his game development skills. what I call, say, I'm a finance guy, I'm not a coding guy, but I understand somebody who is a game developer is able to write games and create functionalities, can actually excel in any programming field or industry he goes. So it's that kind of a skill and set in this one. And obviously, in even India right now, there are colleges coming up across India. In fact, even in Maharashtra, Mumbai, I've just been myself to a game jam right now before this in Backstage Pass Gaming in Hyderabad. There are exclusive colleges who are offering courses exclusively for game development and for you to excel in game development industry. And globally, and not just India, globally, game development industry is such a large industry. And your skills again won't be restricted to just once you're we don't need to isolate this to just gaming industry. You can consider this an immersive experience industry. So if you are experienced in animation, you can work in movies, you can work in automobile sector. If you're in 3D modeling, actually immersive experiences, you can work in real estate. The functionality of it remains the same. The end use case may be different actually. Today, VR and AR is actually progressively being used in marketing tools and in marketing healthcare as well. So your skill definitely will be utilized in across these industries.
Thank you very much, sir. That was a very nice response of you. And one more question that the viewers are currently asking is more regarding on the business side, since you are handling all of this part very well since a long time. So I would like to ask that question. People are very skeptical about the difference between story games and option pricing games. For example, if we look at Garena Free Fire or Players Unknown Battlegrounds, it's like it's free game, but inside it you have microtransactions, all of that. You can buy online game currencies, and those games are very popular among the young audience. If you're talking about 15 to 21 aged audience, and on the contrary, if we see about games which are story based and it's a one time purchase game, for example, Elden Ring and other story games, Red Dead Redemption 2, you must be knowing all of them.
Yeah.
So that is still a very at a very less scale as compared to online and microtransaction based games. So as a new entrepreneur, for example, if a person is trying to open his own game career company, so at first what games should they prefer? Because generally people don't in India, the market is such that people don't generally like want to pay money for 4 to 5 thousand for one single game at a time. And also depends on the quality, but still. So what should be the approach for a new entrepreneur and someone wants to
See, I
open
think
his own
first thing
game?
you should see is that when you're planning to develop a games, you should understand what's your capability and budget level. Assume in a simple example, you assume you want to make a movie, right? Now, the scale of budget you put in a movie depends on the actors you're going to have, the reach you're going to have, the distribution capability you have actually. Based on that, only you fix the budget, right? Now, if when you're developing from India, you should understand what is your capabilities in terms of distribution. First thing you have to solve is that how are you going to sell this actually? If you're going to create a story-based game, and what is your budget capability what is your timeline for production capability? Taking all this into factors, and how are you going to sell it? Are you going to find a publisher? Are you in India there are few publishers, and you globally you have larger publisher set actually. Are you going to go through them? Based on these multiple decisions, you have to take a call whether you want to publish on mobile for the Indian market, or you want to publish this one. For example, in Indian market today, we know the battle royale segment is huge actually. There are more than the top two battle royale segments, which is the BGMI and Free Fire, but you also have Indus, 4G, Scarfall 2.0, UGW, and multiple other people who are trying to enter into this market. And there are games like Ludo King, hyper casual games like Ludo King, Carom, Rummy, all these games being built from India for a much larger